I think I sniffed you one day and I was like, what is that? I need it.
Welcome to Something Feral, the podcast where three friends watch, eat, and talk trash. We're your hosts. I'm Kate.
I'm Brianna.
I feel like Sailor Blaze today. With some stripes.
I like that
Buccaneer
vibe.
Blaze is back.
Pirate Blaze is here.
Oh, man.
She's here and she's not queer, unfortunately.
Bummer.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Happy fucking Pride to everyone. Shout out to our LGBTQ listeners.
That's right.
We wish we were you. Just kidding. I love my
Sorta.
husband.
I mean,
Before I met him, I did wish.
women are cool.
Yeah.
Insanely cool. It's not fair.
The coolest. Anyway. Just the most repressed.
Right.
Oh, man. Anyway, happy Pride Month. We love you. We're glad you're here. Fuck everyone who's a transphobe or a homophobe.
That's
You are
right.
not welcome here.
That's
Fuck you.
correct.
We will shame you.
Yeah, with pleasure, with glee.
Yeah.
Please, come at me. I
I'm
have
ready
words.
to fight.
Same.
I also have some treats for the critters.
Ooh.
First and foremost, I just want to take a minute to point out my beautiful t-shirt.
Treats is an interesting word to
Yeah,
use.
what a choice. The orchestra camp t-shirt, one of many.
That is a treat, but
This
not
is
the
from
next one.
good old 2007. So this t-shirt is 18 years old. This t-shirt is legal.
It's vintage. It's officially vintage.
Yeah.
It looks cleaner than it should.
Thank you. I've
You've
taken really
taken
good
good
care
care
of
of
it. Yeah. I've taken good care of it.
And now that it's like almost 20, it's
Yeah.
probably like so perfectly soft.
It's awesome. And then number 2, which this is
Oh,
where
God.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best. I brought my toe socks.
Trigger warning.
Yeah.
Wearing my toe socks. These are the flesh colored toe socks we've been talking
They're literally
about.
called toe socks.
You got to show them the top so they can see how it, you can do it.
When you wiggled your toes earlier, I'd wanted to die.
Oh, God, they're so,
flesh colored toe socks from Pilates.
oh, they're so unsettling.
Yeah, they're not great. If I wear them with like my fake Birkenstocks.
Oh, you do? You'll wear them out.
No, not out. I'm not a lunatic, but I wear them here.
Okay, yeah.
Here doesn't count.
Here doesn't
No,
count.
of
No,
course
this is
not.
a safe space. They just look so unsettling because they look like feet. They look like toes just without nails.
The nailless toe part on every toe. It's
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad they're comfortable.
Free feet pics, kind of.
Is that technically? I mean, it is. It would be a picture of your foot. It's just
Covered in a sock, but a very special
Free the
sexy
toes
sock.
without those socks.
the worst sock you've ever seen.
The worst sock you've ever seen, absolutely.
Are we recording?
We're good over here.
My PTSD is rampant.
Yeah, you're having a rough day.
PTSD.
I'll drink more.
Yeah, have some wine. It's
Yeah.
Pride.
Wine is gay.
Gay wine.
Yeah.
It is rosé.
It is pink.
I was gonna say, if there is like a gay wine, it's probably rosé.
There's 2 like chickens on the front. Are they gay chickens?
I hope so.
Show the listeners.
Oh,
Show
hold on.
the chickens.
Hold on 1 second. Let me grab them.
I'm choosing to believe they're gay chickens.
Well, one's a rooster and one's a hen.
God damn it.
Well, they can still be gay.
Yeah.
That's true.
My like $9 bottle of rosé.
Oh, it
Screw
looks
top.
really nice for a $9 bottle. It looks expensive.
It wasn't. But what the most important part is that the chickens are gay.
Yep, chickens are gay.
Gay cocks.
Okay.
Okay.
What? I'm excited.
Okay, anywho. Feral behavior?
Let's get into it.
I have a historical feral behavior. This one is about someone that I used to work with.
Oh, that's yes.
I don't remember
Sorry.
this story, so I'm excited.
Yeah, she worked in the tech, like the IT team at the company that I was working at the time. And let's call her,
Well, it's like a
Texica.
Ew.
Jesus Christ. Jessica? We can use Jessica.
Yeah.
Jessica. We'll call her Jessica.
Jessica. What was that movie? What's that movie?
It did not age well.
No.
Hot chick.
Hot chick.
Oh, yeah.
It's me, Jessica.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yes, that'll be my inspiration for this tale.
Oh, that movie should inspire no one except
I know.
maybe like law enforcement.
Okay. Then I'm going to start over using Jessica.
Okay.
So my feral behavior is a little bit older. It's from a company I formerly worked at, and it's about an individual. And this is a multi-layered story. Overall, this individual was just like a feral person and like bad feral. We're going to call her Jessica for the sake of this story. And Jessica worked in the like IT team at this company, and she was responsible for like taking in tickets and helping people with software or computer issues or whatever they were kind of dealing with. That was like her job, was to go and like assist these people.
Okay.
And Jessica had a personality that I've yet to be able to compare it to in like fiction or this woman was special.
A new soul.
A new soul.
Oh, like meant to be in the basement or weirder?
Yeah, basement is a really good example.
Okay.
So there's a lot of layers to this, but the first piece that you need to know about Jessica is that Jessica had no sense of personal boundaries in the workplace. So Jessica was the type of person that would just talk about anything, anywhere, anytime. Like there was just no,
She couldn't read a room.
she could not read a room.
Okay.
Like she was the type of person, and like everybody knows this coworker that will just like come up and like sit down next to you and just like fucking talk about nothing, or like
And they ask if you're busy and you're like, yeah, and then they don't leave.
And the problem is you put in a ticket to have you
need her.
You need her.
Yeah.
So she comes and then you're like, fuck, it's her. You know what I mean?
can't escape her.
You can't escape her. So that was like kind of one layer. Is just like she was just a gabber, and like, you know, you do what you do and it's fine. The other side of that is she also had no boundary when it came to like discussing her personal life in the office.
Oh my.
No one asked Jessica.
No one asked. And so Jessica had a boyfriend who eventually became her fiance. Now, prior to the engagement, there was a lot of discourse in their relationship. And the reason I know this is because she talked about it at work.
Do they fight?
Yes.
At work on the phone?
Correct. So she would like put like the poor
you
guy
imagine?
that worked with her had to like get like sound like reducing
Oh,
headphones.
noise. You'd have to. You'd have to. Oh
Because
my
he
God.
was like, because you'd walk back there, you just hear like, or she'd be in the kitchen, like on the phone talking about her life.
Did he work? Did he have a job?
I have no idea what he did. This man, from what I've overheard over the years, was just useless and not a piece of shit, but just like, why are you like, you're not great. Don't get me wrong. Like, I wouldn't want to marry you, Jessica, but like, this guy sounds like a
dud, like a total dud.
Yeah,
Okay.
like who would like? What are you doing? And one example of that, because I could share a million, but
I say you know all of it against your
I know
will.
all of it against my will. One of my favorite ones is she was in the kitchen and she's literally on the phone yelling at her boyfriend about how they were at some bar and he saw some girl and he got an erection looking at this girl at the bar.
She shared this with you?
Oh, no. She didn't share it with me. She was yelling at him about it over the phone.
That's
in
worse.
the kitchen of the office.
That's worse because it was in real time.
Real time. And she's like, I just like can't believe, like, I don't remember, but like it really doesn't matter is what the reality comes down to.
No, it's horrible no matter which way.
And that's the type of shit she was like on the phone talking about. And then like they got engaged, which why would you marry a man that like gets an erection in a public place? And not because of you.
It's wrong in so many ways.
It's so weird. Also,
Inappropriate.
it sounds like there were many other issues too. Like this wasn't just like a one weird one-off. Like,
No. So
I
then
guess at least he's honest.
yeah.
things escalated because they got engaged, and then there was like all the like, you know, pre-wedding drama that was coming up, right? So like they were just on the phone fighting constantly.
Where is HR?
Yeah, I'm like also like what first of all, like what are you doing if you hate planning your wedding so much with this person? But also like you're at work, like why do you know all of this?
Why do
Are
I
you
know all of this?
embarrassed? Do you have no
Yeah.
shame?
She
I'd be
had
so
no
embarrassed
shame.
Yeah, I would be so embarrassed to fight with my boyfriend at work on the phone.
about his erection and somewhere.
Right.
Yikes.
I mean, I would have to have such a massive head injury for this to happen. Like, I'm not even trying to be like funny. Like, there's no scenario where I would be yelling at Maverick about a boner he had at the bar. Like, this
boner,
makes me
yeah.
like so uncomfortable to even say out loud, envisioning like that this woman was saying this at work.
Yeah.
Like, I'm uncomfortable saying this out loud, period.
I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
So another great example. So that was like, again, she really had an issue with personal boundaries, but she also like wasn't good at her job.
It sounds like she wasn't doing her job a lot.
Correct.
No redeeming
One of my
qualities.
favorite her like being bad at her job memories was back when people like companies were getting hacked for Bitcoin. Like they were like things were being like held for ransom. So like our
Oh, that still
server
happens.
Yeah, our server was being held. So for whatever reason, and I have no idea how this happened, either there was like a conference or something, and I was one of the more like senior people in the office. And all of a sudden, she comes barreling down the hallway screaming, "Turn them off! Turn off the computers! Turn them off and plug them from the walls!" She's just screaming,
Losing her mind.
losing her mind. And I'm like, Jessica, what the fuck are you doing? What is happening? And she's like, they're taking the servers. Like she's
Oh
like
my God.
in panic mode. I'm like, okay, No need to scream and yell. It's not that big of an office. Let's just walk and like calmly tell everyone, like, please turn off your computers and unplug them from the wall.
Inside voices, Jessica.
Right. Like, let's just go do that. And I had to like walk through the office to like
Gentle parenting this adult.
I was gentle parenting this adult and doing her job. I mean, to be fair, it was kind of funny. Like, we were not funny, but yeah.
No, but like, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? But like,
She was acting like the Titanic was sinking, it sounds like.
so the team that she worked with, because the wedding was getting closer, decided that they were going to throw her a surprise wedding shower.
Very
kind thing to do.
Really nice.
They really didn't have to.
No.
And I wasn't on that team, but I had heard about it by talking to somebody on that team that day. And so that day, it also happened to be the day that her boss flew out from a different office to fire her.
Oh,
Because he wasn't aware of the fact that it was
the party.
the party day. So before the surprise party for her wedding shower, she gets let go. Now, I also had the luxury, the pleasure of being in the office across from HR in the moment. So I knew she was getting let go before anybody else did as well.
I was just gonna ask, did anyone else know?
Nobody really knew because, you know, when somebody gets let go, it's usually not like, you know, the idea is that nobody knows.
Wait, did you know about the shower?
I did know about the shower.
And you knew that she was about to get fired?
So I found out about the shower.
Could you have stopped this?
No, I couldn't have. Nor would I have wanted to.
Oh, you would have let this
I mean, it's not my, what am I going to do?
This is not your problem.
This is what happened.
guess that's-
This
yeah,
is
I
what
don't
happened. So I hear about the shower in the morning, and at some point I walk by HR office and I hear her getting let go because
you hear it happening?
I hear it happening. That's how I knew she was getting.
Oh,
it wasn't like
okay, got it.
Yeah, no, I happened to walk by to like talk to somebody else, and I like heard it happening, and all I hear was, "Why does this keep happening to me?"
Oh no. I can tell you.
That's tough.
Well, we found out later this was like her third job in like 3 years because she just kept getting let go.
I mean, you're talking about boners in the kitchen. It ain't
Right,
right.
yeah.
It ain't
Yeah,
right.
You're
it's
not keeping your job,
surprising.
girl.
Yeah, no.
So like she's in hysterics in this office, and I'm like, oh shit. So I like sort of walk over to the team and I let them know, like, hey, it looks like, you know, I don't know for sure, but they're like, yeah, we kind of got that because what's his name showed up, and like, okay, yeah, we've
Maybe let's not do this.
we kind of put 2 and 2 together. Then we, at this job I used to have like happy hours quite often. It was kind of like one of those places. It was like work hard, play hard type vibes. And so like they'd order food. So it was one of those times like we were going to have a happy hour and like get drinks at the end of the day. And that's usually when people would throw these like little showers or parties, because like then it would just sort of roll into the happy hours. Well, Jessica, obviously, everybody knows that she's been let go at this point.
Unhappy hour.
It goes by like, no, everyone was happy.
Oh, unhappy for her, I mean.
Yeah, unhappy hour for her. She gets let go. You know, the gossip is flown through the office. Everybody is aware of it at this stage. And then it arrives. To the front desk is delivered a cake that says, "Congratulations, Jessica."
No.
Now, at this point, everyone in the office knew that she was being fired, but not everyone in the office knew that it was her surprise wedding shower. So the gossip that flew through the office is that someone got a cake for her getting fired.
Oh my God. Like someone hated her that much. Oh my God.
Everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, why is there a cake that says "Congratulations, Jessica" when like the day she got fired? What the? Because nobody really knew.
The game of telephone is a cruel witch.
Nuts. Now, again, none of us were all really like heartbroken that Jessica got let go. So a few of us sort of collectively decided that the best option would be to just scrape off the "Congratulations, Jessica" and serve the cake at the happy hour.
Oh, no, that is the right thing to do. Yeah.
Did she go to the happy hour?
No, she was like escorted out of the building previously.
Okay.
Oh, then, yeah, no, you did the right thing. Why waste a good
Why
cake?
waste it?
Yeah, so we like somebody who was really good at baking, like took the time and like took the skills to
Oh,
like
like decorated it or like
removed
fixed
it and like fixed it. So that
Congratulations to the office for Jessica leaving.
for Jessica leaving.
That's tough.
Honestly, I might have liked Jessica in the office, you know, talking about weird shit. And it's kind of fun.
I mean, it was fun to listen to an extent.
Yeah, if you never had to be around it, that poor man, did he share an office with her?
Yeah.
I remember Maverick called me at work the other day when I was in the office. And I remember being like, I was just so like, hello, Yeah, absolutely. Like, I just felt so weird. I was like, I will talk to you later. Like,
Yeah.
and everyone like has lives, and like I wouldn't have thought anything of it if the person next to me like.
You have an office mask on. Everybody puts it on. Like, it's a corporate mask. You
Yeah.
gotta wear it because it's what you do.
Boundaries are appropriate.
I just would be so embarrassed.
Some people don't have shame. Like, we've talked about this.
The fact that she lasted as long as she did is
Yeah, how long was she there?
at least a year.
That's surprising.
She was there at least a year. She just like, again, was not good at her job.
That's the real annoying shit. Like, I can listen to some crazy stuff, but if you're not like helping me when it's your job, like, fuck you.
And she also
Right,
was
we're all
not
here for a reason.
She was not like 22. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she was like a woman. Like, she had no reason to be shitty at her job.
Sure.
Do we know if she ever ended up getting married?
I don't know, but one of the follow-up items to the story that I forgot about until just now is that the team got her a toaster. Like, they all like pitched in and got her like a really fancy toaster off of a registry, and they were like, what do we do? Do we like mail her the toaster? Do we like
Put it in the office.
do we just keep the toaster?
Like, someone, it had like arrived and everyone was gonna give it to her like at once.
Yeah, give her at the shower, and they're like, "What do we like? What would you do?" Because like,
depends.
imagine you just got
Did
fired.
I go get it? Did I go get the toaster? Am I the person at work who got the toaster? Because I'll just return it and send everyone their money
Yeah,
back.
I would just return it or
Yeah.
leave it in the office. Make it everyone's.
But so it turns out, because she made a post about it later on Facebook, she posted about it, and she's like, "I got fired on the day of my wedding shower." So she ended up knowing that she was gonna have that wedding shower. So they're like, fuck,
Dude, I'm like uncomfortable even thinking about this. Like, I just
they're like, do we send the toaster? Like, she knew that we were throwing her the shower.
should know there's a gift, not necessarily. It
True.
could have just been like a, hey, congrats, here's a cake.
I cannot tell you to this day what they ended up doing with the toaster, but yeah, there was a gift.
Oh, that's tough.
So listeners, what would
I'm
you
so
do?
uncomfortable.
Would you keep the toaster?
well, Jessica, if you ever hear this podcast, I hope you're well.
I
And
don't.
Stop
You were a
fucking
real
doing that
pain
shit
in
at
my
work.
ass.
Hope you found what you like to do, you know, and that you have perhaps put up some boundaries at the workplace. It's a good habit.
Maybe become an entrepreneur so you can be at home
That's true.
on your calls.
Yeah, there we go. Work from home must have been a gift
Yeah,
for her.
I was just gonna say, COVID.
She has a podcast.
It's not a gift for her, gift for her coworkers. Yeah.
Right, yeah. No, I mean, honestly, at this point, like, that woman should not be allowed in an office.
No way.
No, it sounds like really inappropriate for her to be in one based
Yeah.
on all of the things she was talking about.
It was a rough year from an IT perspective.
And for Jessica too, apparently.
Yeah, Jessica did not have a good few years. So yeah, that's my my feral behavior.
That is certainly bad feral.
It is bad feral indeed.
Speaking of uncomfortable,
Strong start.
we have pulled out a letter for Queen Catherine.
Oh, but should we do trash and treasure first, or should we make her read a letter and then do trash and
Let's do
treasure?
trash and treasure first.
We're not gonna forget.
I know you're not going to forget. You start, Brianna. Go for it. You're on a roll.
My trash is, and you guys are gonna be mad at me about this. I watched 2 episodes of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah.
I did not love it.
You're not supposed to love it.
No, I just mean like it just didn't like.
Grip you.
No, they're like, I'm like, this is just kind of sad.
Yeah.
It's just kind of sad.
Season 2 is a lot darker than season
I was
1.
like, these women are just like having a rough go of it. Like, it was just like a little bit too much of a bummer for me.
That should be our special to just talk about that show. I
Yeah.
watched all of it.
Me too.
So is it like, it doesn't get better, I'm guessing, from like they're going through it.
Season 2 doesn't. No, like
It's
doesn't.
not like dumb fun.
The gist of it is fame went to all of their heads, and they
Yeah.
are becoming pieces of shit, except for a few of them.
Yeah, there's a few who are like still seemingly.
Macy's
like,
like
solid.
a decent person, and like Jiz Hair, she's decent.
She's solid. I think
getting shit on.
Taylor is like
And Taylor.
solid. She's
her family. Jesus fucking Christ,
yeah, for real.
monsters.
That's why I like root for her so much because I'm
Yeah.
like, look at what you are up against.
Her stepdad,
Yeah.
demon.
Gross. And then
Basically saying she deserves like the shit that's happened to her and being treated like trash because she like slept with the guys she's like seeing on the like
on a third date.
Yeah,
I was like, do you know about the rest of the country and the rest of like the world? Like, obviously not. That's the whole like point and
Right,
issue.
yeah.
he thought he ate with that comment.
No, and he comes back and they try and like redeem him a little bit, and they're like,
Not happening.
because when he's like, you got to let the swinging thing go, like people are gonna judge you, it doesn't matter, blah blah. I was like, you're trying to get
Who's people? You?
yeah. I was like, what do you mean? Like, you're the ones who are shaming her for this. Like, I don't
Her
care.
own family.
Right,
She,
yeah.
I think,
I'm not judging.
no, me neither. She should do whatever she wants.
They picked who
with
they wanted
consent.
to swing with. Okay,
Yeah.
couldn't say the same for the OC.
No, exactly. This is, I mean,
Consent.
I mean, look at Holly's mom.
yeah, look, she's having a rough, speaking
She
of
had
a
to
rough
bang
go of
an
it.
Ugo. Okay,
Yeah.
no consent.
Yeah.
You want that?
Well, and then the other thing, like, there's the whole, like, Affleck couple, Jen and her husband.
So
Dark.
sad. So dark.
And also in episode 2, they do ketamine therapy. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's not therapy. You guys are just like sitting in the dark room, like getting ketamine in your veins.
Getting high,
And you're
yeah.
not talking.
I thought it was a guided therapy. They're just sitting there with an IV. I'm like,
Correct.
how is this therapy?
That's exactly what I thought.
They're doing drugs.
You're literally just getting high with your significant
Oh,
other.
but we can't have caffeine.
Yeah.
We can shoot ourselves up with ketamine and not speak.
A black tea is Satan's doing, but give
Yeah.
me 6
Horse
pounds of soda
tranquilizers.
and horse tranquilizers.
Into the vein, in the dark.
It's what the Lord wants.
And then she was like, this is a first step forward. Like him willing to do ketamine with me. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
We've lost the plot.
Like, go to therapy. Go to fucking
They
real-
are.
I thought a
Real
therapist was in
therapy.
the room for the ketamine therapy. Apparently, there's not.
Which feels crazy to, even, like you said, even call that therapy. Like, again,
It's like an IV. I'm like, where's the therapy?
No.
Where's the therapy?
yeah, like
Your thoughts?
just admit you want to get high. Like, you can just want to be high. That's
the
okay.
loopholes are so annoying.
Oh, I know. It's wild.
They can't have coffee, but they can have other shit. Like, stop.
They can have a gallon of pop with syrup in it at 7 a.m.
Let's stop
Because of
pretending
God.
that like your creator saw lizards and like now we can't have coffee.
Oh, it gets better. You know what? I know a lot about Mormonism, kind of against my will, but recently not as much.
Both win.
I just, I love
I got a little tipsy and I'm fired up.
religion fascinates me, and this one is. There's always
A
more to
real
learn.
religion.
No, but
Sorry, no, every religion is valid.
I remember learning about the prophets.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You know what? I'm not going to comment on that.
I'm already going to hell. So
You're not. We've
You don't
talked
believe in
about this.
hell. If you
That's
don't believe
right.
in God, you don't believe in hell.
that's true. Yeah.
That
You're
doesn't
going
mean
to
you
the
don't goat. No. Oh, I was gonna say sorry. I have to get this out because in the Mormon church there are prophets today. Right now, there is a group of white men in Utah, old white men. They're all like 100 who are. I don't know how many there are, but basically the prophets talk directly to God, and apparently God only talks to these white men in Utah.
God or the lizard God?
God,
Oh,
God.
The big guy.
big God. And I think it's suspect and a bad sign in any religion, in any faith, in any group when one person and only one person, or a small group of people say they talk to God. It is just such a
it's
red
never
flag
a
to
good
me.
sign.
Anyone believing in God can theoretically speak to him. It's not just this prophet old man.
No,
not cool.
God's talking directly to
so-
them in
It
these
ain't
roles.
right.
Or just like cults too. It's like, oh no, God told me that. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Brianna's like, I. speak
Brianna's
to
like
him.
taking notes. She's like, okay.
Okay, so I'm the only one who talks to
God.
him. Okay, so
Her. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
Gender is a prison.
Do you really think I'm going to have a male god in
No,
my cult?
no,
No.
My God is all genders combined.
hell yeah.
So on that lovely note,
Pride and Mormonism.
we're
Only
gonna,
here.
Kate,
I know it's gonna be disgusting.
I'm gonna ask. It's a tough one. We're gonna have lots of bleeps out of this one. Did you bring your journals?
No, I wouldn't be fucking holding this thing if I had.
For any new listeners, these letters are one of our spouses. We will not say whose.
Well,
Maybe on Patreon.
2 of the 3 have a spouse and 1 does not, so I'm not
You
connected.
have a spouse.
I don't have a
Partner,
spouse.
sorry. A spouse, like,
You don't have a
Spouse is
husband.
marital. Yeah.
oh, sorry. I meant partner. Sorry. Partner.
It could be any of them.
She goes, you don't have a husband. Read the letter.
It's a man.
Read the fanfic.
Please doesn't, not good at words.
Play's no good at reading.
Fling myself off a bridge. Edward, hey sexy. I said write a note about what we're gonna do to each other. Let's see. Just off. Want to just kiss you all over. Then I'd want to make out with you a while. In parentheses, to get you tired.
Well, we
Horny.
talked tired. Yeah, tired means horny.
Then no, I'm not doing this.
You have to. We're just gonna bleep it.
You bleeps will be brave.
It's gonna be so many bleeps. Like I'm gonna have a hand in these edits. It's gonna be a lot of noise. Then I'd take off or unzip your pants and play with your boxers, and then eventually take them off.
not that
I'd
bad.
lick and kiss around.
That.
No, you're bleeping all of this. I hope you know.
Be brave.
I'd lick and kiss around that area and then give you. I want to make you happy with what I do to you with me. I'm sure that I want to do all of this. I already know that you're sure. What I want you to do to me is me and eventually. But I won't push it. I'll let you go up my shirt too. Maybe I'll show you them. I've got to go. Sorry, I'm really sleepy. Love you so much. XO, love you always. Right back, Bella. That was terrible. I really hated that.
I think my favorite thing about this is that like she's like, I might even show you my boobs. Well, she's writing about
But I'm
like
gonna,
like what?
I can't wait to. Right. But you might get to see my boobs.
You might get to see my boobs.
Okay, girl. You know what? I'm not judging her. Judging
No
myself.
judgment here right
Yeah,
now.
no, there's no judgment here.
No.
Well, how could we? How could we?
How could we?
Listen to the things we say. Like, okay, well, thank you for that.
Just bring your journals.
I know.
You alone can stop this.
I know. I just need to go get them and find them. They're around. I'll find them, or I won't, and I'll just keep doing this.
Yep.
You sick freaks. Anyway,
Can I have more gay wine?
more gay wine for the lady.
More gay chicken wine, please.
Gay cock wine.
Oh, you forgot.
Ready?
Jessica! Gay wine! Oh my God. Lord have mercy on my soul.
Oh, you know who doesn't like Pride Month?
Who?
Jasper.
Why is there not a month dedicated to Southern pride? It's like,
Because it ain't right, Jasper.
I don't even know what to say to you anymore, Jasper. It's time we silence you for good.
No, never.
During Pride Month.
Oh yeah, Jasper has to take a break.
I would like to
Pride.
desecrate that grave.
All right. We're gonna jump into our OC recap segment. We had a little break and we're back.
To have our gay wine, we had to have it.
And now, why is this wine considered to be of the homosexual variety? I simply don't understand. Jasper's like on bottle number 4.
Oh, 4-bottle deep Jasper, not a good place.
No, that's probably how he got killed in the Confederacy. He was just too drunk.
He got drunk, he saw 2 beautiful women, and
He wandered into the woods. It would be his last dalliance in that forest.
Well, and then things got dark for Jasper with those women.
You know what? I don't feel bad. Karma's a bitch.
You know, you're forced to like murder children, like what you did.
Oh,
That's
he
what
was-
you get for joining the Confederacy.
He was doing that already.
exactly.
Guys.
Sorry.
Would you like some gay
Jasper,
wine?
Brianna said, get on track. Get
Let's
that gay
go.
wine out of your mouth and let's get on
you could
track.
enjoy a sip of the gay wine. I think you might enjoy it. You never know unless you try.
Don't be discriminatory against that gay wine.
That is not what we do here.
That is against the month of June.
Nope. OC recap. I'm starting.
We could keep going.
We talked about this.
Yeah, what is the
No.
OC? I'm simply
Jasper.
not familiar.
Jasper.
Is that a college?
Seems like a liberal
See,
place.
I don't know
ain't
that I
right.
like that. And that feels like something that does not sit well with my values and fruits.
No Confederates there. I don't approve.
No, I do not appreciate any land that is touched by the Union flag.
Can I start now?
Yes, but there's no guarantee we won't be back.
That's fine.
It can't be tamed.
I can't. She can't.
We're going to be recapping 2 episodes today, episode 15 and 16.
I do apologize.
Not I.
The first episode we're going to be recapping is The Third Wheel.
Sorry. It went down the wrong.
Also, you're going to have to color correct because I have the worst. This is what happens to me now. I have a glass of wine and my face gets bright red.
Me too. Cool us down. I'm sweating.
I am sweating like a sinner in church. I swear.
A whore in church, if you will.
Sweating like a whore in
A
church.
sailfish in church.
Well, I have never seen a sailfish in the house of the Lord, but by God, would I like to. Would I enjoy seeing one of those heavenly creatures? Oh, would I sing? Would I sing, Lord?
Jesus Christ. I'm turning off your mic.
A sailfish native to the south. I don't know that I have seen too many south of the Mason-Dixon, although my travels do not take me too much further north. It's unholy up there.
She's drinking. I'm taking my chance.
I don't think we ever specify that sailfish song is a Britney Spears
Oh, I
song.
put it on our stories on Instagram.
It's Selfish by Britney Spears, but it sounds like sailfish.
It
Me
is
little
spectacular anthem of liberation. Not that that is something I enjoy. But yeah, it's fucking
so
spectacular.
Sorry, let's continue.
The Third Wheel. Kirsten's unemployed sister, Haley, moves in with the Cohens and disrupts the entire family when she behaves like the house guest from hell.
Hail.
Oh,
Desperate for some alone time with his wife, Sandy urges Kirsten to resolve the problem with her sister. Anna and Seth struggle to tell Summer about their relationship. Ryan doesn't know much about Oliver, Marissa's therapy friend, but he knows
therapy friend.
Yeah, but he knows he doesn't like him. Yet, Ryan still assists Oliver when he runs into trouble with the law at a Rooney concert.
I have so many notes on this
So many
episode.
notes.
No,
on this
I
episode.
took notes too.
Okay, so are we starting with teens or adults, fam?
We should start with teens, yeah.
So I just want to start by saying the word whipped is mentioned far too many times in this episode.
I do not care for it at all.
No.
It's like a theme. It's like a weird underlying
Yeah.
current.
I
of
was
an
like, is this episode called Whipped? Like what the
if
fuck?
you have a wife, you are whipped.
whipped? If there is a woman in your world, I'm
You
sorry.
know who I can never whip? My husband. He has the whip. I oblige.
Jesus, please.
I do not wear the pants.
Oh, in certain rooms of the house, I am most certainly not in charge.
You know what?
One of you talk.
No, I'm sorry. We've silenced you long enough.
Okay, so for the teens,
We've been a little selfish.
And we will do it again.
I can't breathe.
We haven't gotten to enjoy a selfish moment in a long time.
or gay wine, apparently.
It bothers everybody.
Bothers
involved.
everyone. It's so powerful. Oh man, I've had like truly a glass.
Yeah.
I've had one glass too.
I don't think that's true, but okay.
Oh yeah, you poured me two. This is your
Yeah.
fault.
Also, thank you, officer, for policing our friend. She's not driving anywhere.
She
No,
poured
I-
me two glasses of that gay cock.
Don't spit it out. Don't spit it out.
Oh no!
You're going to kill her.
I will rise again.
Okay.
SOS.
I had a really
Okay,
dirty
so
joke
sorry.
in there that I refrained.
Okay. So for the teens, it starts off with the kids are going to school and Luke has a slashed tire.
Can I took notes on something even before the tire.
Oh, please.
Okay, so when they were all talking about being whipped, I took notes about Ryan and Marissa talking. They're like, we're not going to be one of those couples that like doesn't have any friends and like can only hang around each other and only be around each other. And I was like, okay, one, like this is not good. And two, like very sad. Like both of them like don't like he doesn't have a family. I mean, he has a family now, but like has so many abandonment issues, as does she.
Right, like if there's any couple on the planet that has the right to just like spend a lot of time together, like it's them.
But also like go to therapy, make some friends. You can't like
Not Oliver.
No,
not Oliver.
no.
Everyone but Oliver.
Other friends. Again, Marissa, it's activities, school activities, justice for Dr. Kim.
No.
That girl needs to be doing stuff at
Busy.
school.
She needs to be busy.
Exactly.
She needs
Because
to be
look at the
busy.
trouble she'll get into.
So yeah, so they get to school after that, and they Luke has a slash tire, and him and Ryan sort of have like a moment. Luke's like, this episode starts Luke's, I don't want to say redemption arc by any means,
No,
but like
I wrote Luke is a buffoon.
they make
and
him
this is-
so stupid in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, I wrote Luke is acting like a buffoon.
I don't know what they were trying to do with him, but they like hard left.
Yeah, well, because I think they had
Hardcore.
to make him likable, but they were like, how can we make this
But
guy
why?
that we made a demon likable? Because he's the only one who's on Ryan's side.
Yeah.
Like about the Oliver of it all. And like Ryan wouldn't listen to him if he was like evil and like a bully
That's
still.
not to the next episode. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Sorry, yes. But anyway.
Don't be selfish.
So then at some point, because they're like meant to be spending time
Always a little selfish. Okay, sorry. Okay, we're done.
So
we're done.
Marissa and Ryan have like decided to have a
now.
separate night because like Seth is like, I need my boy time.
Oh yeah, he's like annoyed that there's girls around now. Like, this is your dream, you little
Right.
puss. Please.
And then of course Seth gets upset because Ryan invites Luke to hang out because like all of his friends are assholes because his dad's gay.
Again, the tire slashing hate crime. And they're like,
Yeah. And then taunting him in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Nuts.
it ain't right. We love the gays. Gay cock.
No, and I don't think Dr. Kim would allow that. Like, where is Dr. Kim? Like, we need her to handle this.
This is a hate crime.
Yeah.
So they come over and then Marissa's hanging out with Oliver and he's feeding her food.
Yeah. She's like, what? We're just friends. Sitting in a hotel room, he's feeding her.
She learned from her father, fucking Jimmy,
That's
that she has
true.
uncool friendships with the opposite sex.
No boundaries.
No boundaries.
Speaking of boundaries.
Super gross. So they all end up coming over to the penthouse with Oliver. And of course they're talking about how the Louvre is underrated or is overrated.
Okay, I thought this was so well done though. Like, we've all been in a situation where like you feel like an outsider, you feel like people are like needling you, but no one's doing anything like overtly evil.
It was a good scene.
They're
Yeah.
all talking about like going to Paris. Like, have you ever been to Paris? And then most of
Yeah.
them are like, yeah. And Ryan's like,
Ryan's like, no, and they're like, oh,
No.
don't worry. We're like, oh, the Louvre's so overrated. And Marissa's like, I could like shop in this street forever. It's like,
The
yeah,
Champs-Élysées.
yeah, it's like, yeah, we know. We see what you're carrying on your
like
arm.
pining over Oliver in front of Ryan.
Yeah, it's gross.
Insane.
It's yucky.
It's what Father Jimmy would do in front of Kirsten, which we will get to.
I really don't. I don't have a lot of. I have a lot of adult notes at this point. So if somebody else wants to jump in,
Oh, you know what? I do have a note. Seth, no empathy. Like,
none.
no empathy. Literally, he's like, Luke's here. Why is he here? And Ryan's like, oh, someone slashed his tires. And he's like, oh. And it's like, they slashed his tires because they're making fun of him because his dad is gay. And then Seth's like, oh, I guess I can go be nice to him. Like, Luke is a gay dad. Luke is a gay dad. Like,
Yeah.
what a demon. What a little demon.
oh yeah, this is then they're talking about like the Rooney concert, which is a real band by the way. I looked it
I've
up.
seen them.
It's Robert
I
Schwartzman.
have seen Rooney live.
Yeah, and so Oliver's like, oh, I can get backstage tickets. Like, it's all sold out. Like, I can totally get us backstage passes. Like, don't worry about it.
Like, the whole episode's about them going to this concert.
Yeah, he says, I know the band. Doesn't he say he knows the band?
He knows the manager.
Oh, excuse me. Of course.
I wrote a funny quote Kirsten said. Because, the kids are going to the concert. Kirsten was like, what if that band is like a death metal, Satan worshipping speed freaks? And Sandy's like, those died in the 80s. I think they're fine.
She was in full satanic panic.
They went to Tijuana. Like, they're going to
Right.
be fine at this band.
Also, again, like a good example of Kirsten being just like a spoiled like Newport girl, and Sandy's like, no, girl, like that doesn't exist anymore.
Right, yeah.
Like, that's not how music works.
They're like a pop punk band. Maybe, I don't even know. I mean, how would you, like an alternative
indie
pop band?
pop,
Yeah,
yeah.
indie pop.
Yeah.
Please.
if that, yeah.
Kirsten, relax.
When I saw them, for context, I saw them because I went with the girls I used to babysit to the Jonas Brothers concert, and Rooney opened.
Okay.
So
yeah.
like, yeah, no, they're not like a
that really sets the tone.
yeah, 100%.
They're not death metal doing speed.
No, absolutely not.
So they go to the concert, and Oliver's not there. And it's kind of funny because she's like, I don't know Oliver. I don't know you. Like,
Yeah,
get
the
away
door
from me.
girl's like,
Yeah.
who? Again, nobody notices.
Nobody knows who Oliver is. But he does end up showing up in the back.
Yeah, they go to leave and he's like in the parking lot.
Yeah.
He's like, what? I told you to come in the back door.
And okay, again, I really have so much. You must have been going crazy watching this because, like, I feel like you're the first person to know that someone's off.
Yeah.
So, like, watching Ryan know that this guy's off and see how everything's wrong, like, see the lies and see the bullshit, and everyone's just like, oh, Oliver. Well, like, it drives me nuts watching. It must
Ryan
drive
is
you
me.
crazy.
I am Ryan.
And Haley. I wrote Haley clocks Oliver too
Yeah.
Yes.
immediately. She's like, why is she like so close to that guy? Isn't it kind of weird? I'm like, yeah, she's on Ryan's team.
The people with real life experience have.
Haley's seen some shit.
Ryan has too, and they can clock his bullshit.
Yeah.
So you must have felt so vindicated. Like, I just felt so like irritated watching it. I feel like they do such a good job with this whole plot line. Did it drive you crazy? I thought of you when I was watching
so many
it.
notes.
Okay. Sorry, it drove me crazy, and I was like, you must be
I was
beside yourself.
screaming at the TV.
Yeah.
The only other teen stuff is that Seth and Anna are dating and they
Yes.
haven't told Summer. And they're like pretending not to be dating. And Anna's like, you have to tell her. You have to tell her. And I wrote her blush in this fucking episode.
It's crazy.
Egregious. It is clownish.
It is clownish.
Clown. She looks like a clown this entire episode.
I
Anyway,
don't know who.
I hate that bitch.
It is very funny to see. Well, you can't hate her because she's not a real person.
Right.
It's true.
Yep.
I hate Seth.
Them going, the concert fits were ridiculous.
Unhinged.
Ridiculous, especially the girls.
Yeah.
Summer has a poof to the heavens. Like
Her
a hair
like
poof.
80s.
There's a bump it in there.
Yeah, and then, like,
100%. For our youthful listeners, Google bump it.
Snooki before Snooki existed.
Yeah, it was like 80s, but like also not. Like, it was very odd. And
It ain't right.
Yeah, the blush for Anna was criminal.
Overall, the whole like them all being at the concert, there's like a lot of tension. You know, there's like a lot going on.
Summer's like, dance with me. I don't have anyone to dance with.
Right.
You know. Whatever.
And then Ryan and Marissa, like Ryan tries to pull Marissa away from Oliver, and she's like, "What are we doing?"
they're like, he's trying to kiss her, and she's like, we're missing the concert. We don't. What about Oliver? And like, girl.
"Girl." Then Oliver disappears
Yes, he does.
Trying to buy Coke, right?
To buy drugs
Correct.
in the parking lot.
in the parking lot, and it's a cop.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, I want to point out, Ryan clearly hates this person and has already hated this person for a while, and immediately goes to his defense anyway.
He calls Daddy Sandy to get him out of the trouble.
Yeah.
So, well, I was talking about like him like going after the guy that was like going after Oliver.
Yeah, he's like, you got the wrong guy. Like he was
Right.
defending this creep.
Yeah, he calls Sandy to get him out, da da da. But one of my favorite things is Ryan at the end of that. He's like, "Hey man, like I can tell that you like kind of don't like me, or like even though you don't like me, like thanks for getting me out." And he's like, "Sandy did that." Like it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, "Yeah,
I
Ryan."
love a zinger from Ryan.
And then he's like, "Are you gonna tell Marissa?" He's like, "No,
You are."
And I was like, "Oh, Ryan."
Daddy Ryan.
Taking notes from the Daddy Sandy
That's
school.
right. Yeah, Ryan went to Daddy
He's
Sandy's
listening.
school. Yeah,
He said, sit down and listen, and he did.
he did. Yeah, when he was like, Sandy did that, I was like, oh
Yeah.
because like you know what, I feel the same way, Ryan. Like if you don't like somebody, why pretend?
No, I've come
Period.
into that.
Period.
I was gonna say recently, that's not true, but like, yeah, like some people don't deserve like my respect, and I'm not
No.
gonna fake it.
Or like my personality.
Yeah, like some people for like the greater like good of everyone getting along. Like, of course, like I'll be kind. Like,
Oliver, no,
yeah, certain people, no, I don't
No.
know you that.
no.
Nope.
So that's all I had for teens.
That's all I had as well.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me too.
The adults
Oh my
were
God, such a good adult
egregiously
episode.
behaving in this.
Adult episode, so first and foremost, Jimmy's talking about his fucking resume at the beginning of this episode, and he's like, all this time I only have one line on my resume. I'm like, yeah, Jimmy, because you're a fucking loser.
And he meets another
Whose fault
loser,
is that?
Haley.
Which again, I feel like those actors have pretty decent chemistry.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And like watching them, I was like, God, like if this works, these two losers could ride off into the sunset together and maybe be better, but we know better.
They spend most of the episode like reminiscing about high school, and
When he was babysitting,
I wrote
her,
Jimmy
Ugh,
references babysitting Haley. Ew.
Hate that.
Yep.
Hate
And
that.
then they kiss.
I forgot about the kiss.
They kiss at the end. She's like, they were both talking about like, don't you ever like wish you were back in high school? And I'm like, that's what
Ew.
losers would say. And then they kiss.
And then he's like, you were like 8 years old when I left for college.
Yeah. And she's like, I always had a crush on you at 8 to a college teen. And he's like, yeah. And then he kisses her.
Yeah, it's gross.
Ew.
It's fucking
Ew,
gross.
I didn't remember. Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
They talk about the
sad.
babysitting
And then
days.
he was like, Kirsten's your sister. Oh my God, I can't. Kirsten. What about Kirsten? I'm like, you're not with Kirsten.
Yeah, what about Kirsten?
You are not
Oh my
with her.
God,
yeah,
you
they're
freak.
having like a date at Sandy and Kirsten's house.
When they're supposed to have like a night away because the kids are at the
Right.
concert. That's why it's called Third Wheel.
So then, fucking Sandy comes in. They're like having this little date night. Jimmy
I
and
love
Haley.
Sandy this episode.
Oh my God, Sandy was so good in this episode. I mean,
Always.
Sandy's so good in all the episodes, but this one was a good
Not
one.
all, but most.
Because Sandy comes in and he's like, basically is finally telling Haley, because Haley's been annoying everyone in the house. Like she's been eating all the food. Like she's having like a date night, you know, da da da.
With Jimmy watching the Golden Girls.
Right.
Again,
Reminiscing about when he used to babysit her as a baby.
Yeah, and then making out.
Why are there-
Absolutely insane.
no more rooms in this house. I cannot understand the layout of this home. Anyway,
Neither of these people have homes.
Yeah.
They have to be here.
Well, and they
but-
talk about that, I think.
Yeah, they're like, do you ever think we'd turn out to be this way? Like losers?
Yeah.
well, and again,
I bet not.
there's not another room you can sit in with the TV. Like the kids are gone.
Right.
You can. I mean,
Go to the pool house. Ryan's at the Rooney concert.
yeah. Exactly.
Get out of here. Let them bang.
Give them some space. Anyway.
Yeah, so Sandy like gives like this speech where he's like, "You guys are fucking shit. Like you can't act like this anymore. Like you need to respect your sister." Like he just like stands up for Kirsten in a way that's like also not shitty
Yeah.
to
No.
Haley. And like later they kind of have a moment where he like doesn't apologize, but they like acknowledge the fact that he was right and that like he still loves her and like isn't gonna give her a hard time. And I was like, oh, Sandy, like
of course, because he's the best.
because you're the best.
The only rational adult most of the time.
Because, well, one of the things that Haley does is she knocks over they were playing Connect 4. She knocks it over when Sandy gives his like speech. And I'm like,
Could you imagine as
you're
an adult?
adult.
Not really. I wrote a quote. Daddy Sandy says this to Seth. He goes, "Your mom's a hottie and I got her."
The other quote that
Oh, sorry. I had
no, you go
another
ahead.
Daddy Sandy moment.
Yeah, me too.
When he was talking to Seth and he was like, "You're old enough to go to a concert by yourself. You're old enough to be a man."
and tell Summer. Yeah, I wrote that down
Yeah.
too.
I was like, great advice.
Begging him to be a man.
Like-
begging.
Yeah.
Mwah. Could not be a better dad in that
No.
moment.
Sandy's got the zingers this episode.
Zaddy, Zandy.
Indeed.
And then my favorite part, though, is like at the end of the episode, and I have some logistical questions as an
Okay.
adult.
Same.
They're like all hanging out at the Cohen's house. It's like Luke, Summer, Seth, and Anna, and Marissa and Ryan. And they're all like giggling and like playing video games. And then it cuts to Oliver watching them.
Yes.
And I was like, one, so funny.
Literally so. Oh,
So on brand for like what Oliver is becoming,
The
right?
foreshadowing.
The foreshadowing is hilarious. But I'm also like, how did Oliver know where they were? It wasn't
that's the point.
Like, I don't
He knows all.
yeah.
He's Oliver.
Following Marissa around, like absolutely.
knows
And
more
like
than we
think
do.
about it, like he could. That's like the most one of the more dangerous kind of creepy people because like he has again unlimited resources.
Yeah.
And no parents around, like mentally unwell, unlimited resources, no parent. Like he moves easily in this world. Like they live in a gated community. He can go up to the gate and like talk his way through. Like
Yeah, 'cause
absolutely.
He plays the part.
Yeah,
And he's got money.
He's comfortable in that world. Yeah, it's not like he's some like
He's good at it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he is very
Not to people that can see right through him.
nope.
It ain't Marissa.
No.
By talking like that.
Again, she likes the attention. We've talked about this.
I don't know
Like,
where this accent is coming from.
So that's how the episode
I
ends,
do.
which is just like a great segue into the next episode.
Oh, one of my favorites as a kid. I was so
Wait, which
spooked.
one is this?
The Lynx.
Oh,
The Palm Springs trip.
don't worry. I've seen this one 1,000 times, so I
Yeah.
can definitely confidently talk about it.
This episode is episode 14.
Oh, it's a good one.
And this is called, oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. That's not 14.
This one had me screaming at that TV, like, Marissa, come on.
Oliver like touching her hips when they're playing golf, and she's like,
Oh, my God.
I'm like,
In front of Ryan.
yeah.
Wait for the synopsis. Okay.
So
what
this
am I doing?
episode,
I have no patience. You
Hell
will come
no,
to
no.
understand. We've done this
know,
for
I'm doing-
hours before, and we
I'm
can
doing
do
this
it
for
again.
Blaze for editing purposes, okay?
Thank you. I can't be tamed my own self.
I'm being selfish now. It is I who is the sailfish.
Episode 16 is called The Lynx. Ryan, Seth, Marissa, Anna, Luke, and Summer head to Palm Springs for a parent-free weekend at the home of Marissa's new troubled friend, Oliver.
Not troubled.
Oliver's behavior becomes more and more concerning, and Ryan and Luke seem to be the only ones who notice.
Yeah, they bring Luke on board for
Even
this.
Luke's buffoonery, he still notices.
His stupidity is such a crazy choice because he's also like, no, I can fucking see right through this fucking
Yeah.
guy. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Summer attempts to plant herself into a friendship with Seth and Anna and makes things complicated for the new couple. Meanwhile, Kirsten talks to Caleb about Haley's ongoing financial problems and her lack of independence. Adults or teens?
Teens. We got to start with the teens.
I don't have any adult notes.
I think we should start with the adults because
Okay,
it's very
shorter.
light.
Yeah, like I don't have a single adult note. Can someone help? I'm stuck in this accent.
Shall I climb
No.
down and
No.
join you? Oh, okay.
Nope. Yes.
Okay. So I do have some like adult things. So the first one is, so Julie and Caleb are in Paris and they're coming home today.
Early. They come back.
They come home early.
Oh, yeah.
But Sandy calls them the ugly Americans.
So good.
So good. 'Cause
Yeah.
What did he call them before the gruesome
Gruesome
twosome?
twosome.
Yeah, like he always has a quip for them.
Ugly Americans is awesome. That is so funny.
Because he was like, oh great, like they're the Americans in Paris.
No, for real.
Yeah, like, oh, I can't imagine what the French are gonna think of us now.
no, fair.
Yeah.
Julie gets a new haircut, I noticed.
Julie gets a new haircut to look more like their-
Mommy.
like Kirsten and Haley's moms.
Mother Caleb.
Yeah, his wife, his ex-wife. There's also a great scene where Jimmy like runs into Sandy and they're like, oh, hey, what's up? Like, you coming to dinner tonight? Like, we're going out to this restaurant that we love. And Jimmy's like, I don't know if I'm in the mood. Like, I just got rejected from this place to be their manager. And it was like some like ice cream shop. And it's like, he points to the current manager. It's like a teenager.
Yeah, it's more responsible.
Yeah, the teenager didn't commit any crimes against humanity.
The teenager hasn't stolen money.
Yeah. Like,
No.
so then they end up like they're going to dinner to this place. It's like a classic Newber place, and they're like reminiscing and they're like talking, and like Jimmy and Sandy are like kind of on good terms again.
And Sandy drinks 100 bottles of wine to be able to tolerate Jimmy, and then
Yeah.
Jimmy takes advantage of him and tries to trick him into going into business.
But one of my favorite
Again.
things, one of my
Again.
favorite things about this though is that he talks about moving to. He's like, I can't stay in Newport. Like, there's nothing here for me. I have a brother in Phoenix, and at some point he says, because they're talking about going into business together, and he's like, yeah, I don't want to move to Phoenix without my kids. I'm like, wait, let me get this straight. Like, you're gonna just move to, like, you have nothing keeping you here, not even your children.
Yeah.
right.
Jimmy.
Come on, Jimmy.
Yeah, and then Sandy comes home super drunk. It's a very cute scene because drunk Sandy is
Of
just
course, drunk Sandy is
adorable.
just a little cutie pie. Yeah.
Caleb said something about like Kirsten being drunk when they met. He's like, oh, that makes sense. But
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
remember. Excuse me? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Help.
Well, and
Okay,
then
in a different timeline, Caleb would for sure be a Confederate.
oh yeah, for sure. There's no. Well, Caleb also just like shows again. He's like at some point he walks. They come home early from Paris. Him and Julie.
Yeah.
He sears. Jesus Christ! Now it's leaking into me. He sees Haley, and then he's like, "Oh, Haley, like let's go talk." And looks at Kirsten and is like,
Kirsten.
Kirsten.
he's like, "Why don't you go make us some lunch?"
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I was like, "You guys are in her house."
Yeah.
The disrespect.
It's wild.
It's wild.
Y'all know Kirsten can't cook. Come on now.
Also that. Yeah.
Right. Like that's like a known character flaw.
So he's just being a sexist douche.
Yeah. So then
A Confederate.
A Confederate.
the other thing is like, so I guess Caleb does cut off Haley
Oh, yeah.
per
shocking.
conversation that like Kirsten kind of encouraged Caleb to have with her.
Kirsten and Julie team up. They're like, yeah, we got to do something about this.
And like fair.
Yeah.
She's like 36 and behaving like she's 17.
Dude, not even just that. She like confronts Kirsten and
I
is
remember
like,
this. Yeah.
I have no money. Like, what am I? And Kirsten's like, well, whose fault is that? Like, and they just go into it, and she's like, well, you live in a house at debt. I'm like, at least like
'Cause
Daddy
she
built
works
for you.
for
I'm like, but
Daddy.
you work there. Like, Kirsten has a job.
She shows up at work at least. Like,
Yeah, like Haley, like you.
also, and Haley, that could be you if you did the bare minimum.
The bare
She
minimum.
could do
Yep.
nothing and make a
She
ton
just
of money.
like refuses to have a job in this
Yeah.
episode.
She wants to be in the middle of nowhere doing
With Jimmy Cooper doing nothing.
nothing.
yeah.
They are really a match made in heaven.
No, that's what heaven is
Not the right
Hell.
term.
not
Yeah.
where that match was made, but yeah, they deserve each other for sure.
The depths of hell, if you will.
So that's what I wrote about the
darkest
adults. Because like
zone.
it's not an adult heavy episode, but it definitely there's some like shitty adult moments.
For sure.
Let's
So
get
who wants to start about the
these.
teens? Yeah. Blaze, take us away.
Oh, me. Oh, so the Oliver takes the group to the Palm Springs. Is it like his parents' house or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his parents and Natalie are supposed to be there.
Yes, Natalie, in quotes, is supposed to be there. Well, of course, you know, the gang shows up. Natalie is nowhere to be found. They have broken up, but are not broken up, but have made up. And and they go on a golfing trip in this Palm Springs. And Oliver is getting a little touchy with Marissa. He's like, "You're way too pretty to have a shitty golf swing or something." Ryan's like, "I don't think you should be talking to her like that." Immediately gets angry.
Like, fair. Something else that I noticed is, so when they're loading up to go to Palm Springs, Oliver also like bogarts Marissa's like driving time together because they broke up.
Yeah, they're alone in the car.
They're alone in the car.
And before that, was it at Jimmy's where he takes the picture of Ryan and Marissa and like puts it behind another picture? I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, well, about that, like, Marissa's also like horribly embarrassed about her like family situation when Oliver shows up to her dad's apartment, and then she's like, "Sorry, it's temporary," and he's like, "I don't judge," and I'm like, "All right, dude, like, you're the fucking worst."
yeah, you shouldn't because you're insane.
Yeah, you're insane. But there's another part where they're like loading up the car to go to Palm Springs, and Luke just brings like a shit ton of beer.
Oh yeah.
And it's in like the beer boxes, and it's outside
Cases of
Seth's
boxes,
house. Just,
yeah.
like cases of beer.
Yeah.
The host is sober, and that is what you choose to do.
Well, not even just that. I'm like, where are the parents?
They don't exist.
No, we've talked about this before.
I know.
Like, the parents-
The limit does not exist. You're not alive.
And that's like the flaw with Sandy, because like he'll like have all this good advice and he'll say all these things that make sense, but then when it comes to like the kids doing stuff, he's like, "All right, enjoy." There's like 30 cases of beer in Luke's truck. Like, he has no idea who this kid is. They're
With
just
this
like going
teen
away.
Marissa
Yeah.
meant in therapy.
Literally. And if you have any indication as to Marissa's behavior, which he does, he's a front row fucking seat, not by choice. Like, this is where Sandy, like, as the rational adult, kind of crumbles.
You can ask
a little
more
bit.
questions.
Yeah, exactly.
But that wouldn't be fun.
No, of course, then they wouldn't be in Palm Springs.
Right, yeah.
Right? Like, they'd be at home.
Right. And then another funny thing about the golfing is Ryan is golfing in jeans.
Oh, yeah.
Which, like, I don't know a lot about Palm Springs, but I'm guessing
I feel like almost every golf course
has a dress code.
and this one, I got the vibe that, like,
Even shit ones. No jeans.
yeah, like you're really not supposed to.
also, like, Seth was in like a full. Him and Anna had the worst outfits on the golf course.
Of course they
And,
did.
like, Seth,
And they, like,
Seth
matched.
couldn't like let Ryan borrow some golf outfits.
Also, he
Same
told,
size.
again, he told Sandy they were golfing. Like,
oh yeah, because they practice.
and he's worn Sandy's, like, old suit before and it fits. Like, Sandy
Yeah.
couldn't give him a pair of khakis.
Right. I think maybe it was just like Ryan was like, "That's not my
It's
aesthetic.
just not his vibe.
Not my vibe."
But most places won't let you on the course.
Yeah, I was surprised about that.
But, like, Oliver's family is, like, they're like the Hiltons. So, like,
maybe it really didn't matter.
I mean, yeah, maybe it
He
doesn't
can do what he
matter.
wants.
Yeah. Well, because that was also something I was thinking. I'm like, there's no way these teens would be allowed to drive these golf carts.
But if they're, like, Oliver's,
Right.
like, Paris, like Conrad Hilton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it, yeah.
So, like, that's the only way that makes sense
well,
to
Luke
me.
also had an open beer in the golf cart scene.
Oh, I mean, that seems reasonable to me.
Yeah, that's allowed, right? They have like
You can,
cart girls.
yeah, you can
Guys,
just
no,
have,
they're children.
I know, but like you're out on the golf
Oliver's like,
course, no
yeah.
one's gonna be like
I don't know.
policing you.
Speaking of the golf carts, Oliver tries to run over Ryan and
Yep.
Luke in the golf cart.
Straight up.
And they crash.
Yeah,
With
And
the
he's like,
most
"What the
insane
fuck?"
music.
yeah, oh, the like satanic metal music that Kirsten was so
Yeah.
worried about.
It's so funny. So Ryan and Luke crash, and you know,
Then you
Oliver
might
plays
get in
it off
trouble
like,
for
"Oh
the
my
beer."
god, like it was an accident. I'm so sorry. We're just having fun." And Marissa's like, "Yeah, like we're just having fun." And Ryan's like, "Want to show me some fun again?" Or it's like something insane.
And Luke was like on his Ryan
No,
side again.
thank God
Yeah.
for Luke in this, because watching this, and if it were just Ryan, I would be so like I know how that feels when like
Yeah.
you see that someone you know better than anybody. Like
know
I
better
said,
than anybody.
when you see that someone sucks and no one around you sees it, and you like know, it is so irritating. And so having Luke there, I was like very grateful that there was like another
Yeah, like
person that agreed
another
with him.
witness.
And also, what is wrong with Marissa? Because like
She doesn't see any of this behavior.
if my boy A and B, if my boyfriend, because Ryan talks to her in this episode about him, they get in a fight, don't they?
I think he starts to say like, "I don't
get
really
in a
trust
fight
him."
Is that the next one? I'm sorry.
No, they do get in a fight at the end of the episode, but
Right.
we'll talk about that because something else big happens next after the golf.
And that's why
thing.
they fight,
And
yeah.
that's when they fight.
That's okay.
Yeah. So after they golf, some time seems to have passed because Ryan's suddenly doing dishes, which I'm like, why is Ryan doing the dishes?
Yeah, and like Seth and Anna are going to bed at like 8 p.m. and Summer's trying to sabotage them the
Yeah.
entire time, which is very funny and
Very well
like,
done.
obvious and stupid, but like very funny.
Yeah. Well, neither of them will say anything to her either.
Also,
Exactly.
I have done dishes in settings like that where I've like needed to get the fuck away from someone.
Yeah,
so
well,
like,
that's-
understandable.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Is like that's
Yeah.
what Ryan, that's what Ryan is doing. And then him and Oliver have a conversation, and Oliver has like a literal meltdown.
Yep.
Oh yeah, big time. The biggest meltdown. That was like
meltdown.
jarring. Well done too.
Well, I mean, I have to give the actor credit. He plays Oliver very well.
He does. Yeah.
I was scared.
Yeah, me too.
He has like a freak out and is like, I'm going to go get some things for breakfast, and just like fucking disappears.
He was kind of saying like, "Oh, nobody likes me. I always fuck everything up."
He's,
and
like,
he's like
smacking himself. Oh.
Yeah, it was very.
He's like
fucked up.
punching himself.
Yeah, it's very jarring.
I've dated someone like that, and I was like visceral. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god."
It's scary to witness something like that.
But we find out, so later what happens is that like a couple hours has gone by, Oliver's nowhere to be found, and Marissa starts to get worried. We find out that Oliver calls Marissa and he's like, Marissa, I did something bad.
And he's traveled home. He's now in his penthouse.
He's back
This.
home and he's like, I'm just like gonna take a bunch of pills. And Marissa's like immediately freaked out. Now, what we see, but nobody else does as the viewer, we see that Oliver, which is also another insane music choice because they play It's Not Unusual to Be Loved. Like, well, Oliver's like emptying these pill bottles and like pretending to overdose.
Yep.
Like he hides the pills, like he empties the bottles, and he's like telling Marissa that he's like overdosing and like, can she come?
So what does Marissa do? They rush to the penthouse.
Rush to the penthouse. She's freaking out. She's crying. She's like banging on the door. Yeah. So first, and I have a question for the group because I really don't know the answer to this. Was that reaction that Oliver had real? And then he plays it off like he like uses it to like.
I think so.
Or do you think that it was like part of his plan was to like have a freak out?
No,
and run out and overdose.
He would never want to just freak out in front of Ryan. He would freak out in front of Marissa, but like he wouldn't want to lose his cool in front of Ryan.
Okay.
I think that freak out was real.
Real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
right.
think that he like wrapped it up and then like, went off and did his thing. Because I don't think he ever wants to lose control, but like can't help it. And like I don't think he would want to scare Ryan because like access to Marissa is at least somewhat right now through Ryan.
Yeah.
Like in his mind,
Yeah, right. So tell us what happens next then. I know you have a lot of feelings.
No, I mean, he just like pretends to OD. They go there and like bang on the door and he like answers the door having shower. He's like, oh, she's like, I called you like 100 times. He's like, oh, sorry, I was in the shower. I don't know how far this drive from Palm Springs is.
It's 2 hours. I looked it up.
Okay. So yeah, for 2 hours you were showering or like at least an hour, like a good portion of the drive.
Yeah.
Also, if I'm in that situation and I really in my like heart of hearts believe
Call
I'm
an
calling
ambulance.
911, I'm calling the hotel lobby, like I'm not just like waiting 2 hours. If he takes every pill in the house,
If he did what he said he did, he'd be dead.
his life's in immediate.
Well, he's like, I'm throwing
at
it up,
risk.
and it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't know how much your body ingested. And like, she knows that. Like, when she overdosed in Tijuana, they just went straight to the hospital.
Wasn't she airlifted to a hospital?
Correct.
Yes.
Across the border?
Right. And all she had was like one bottle of pills and a
Yeah.
little bit of booze.
Exactly. I mean, that would like, again, I would absolutely call 911,
Yeah,
local
I agree with
authorities,
that.
the people in the hotel lobby.
You're in a hotel.
And
Yeah.
then
Ryan encourages them to go to the hospital.
Ryan says you should go to the hospital, and they're both like, no. And then Marissa sleeps over without Ryan
Well,
there.
she's mad at Ryan for even implying
That he's faking.
that he's faking, because Ryan is kind of like, this is weird.
He's fine. Yeah, he's clearly okay. Like,
And like, who would do this?
yeah,
Doesn't he find evidence? I thought he finds like a bottle or like a pill. Or
He finds
he's like he like almost does.
he almost does, yeah. But I mean, he's just rational.
something. He's correct, but he can't like prove it.
Correct.
Also, you're just gonna let your girlfriend stay with this guy who almost killed him? Like, I'm not blaming Ryan, but like I'm saying Marissa's just like gonna stay with this guy
She's
who almost
also
killed
a
him.
teen herself who is also going through
Exactly.
like, difficulty with overdosing, and like that's just not an appropriate situation for you to leave someone in.
No,
like,
it's
they're
not-
still kids.
Nothing about this is appropriate at all.
No.
But in Ryan's brain, he's like, oh, like he's like gaslighting himself. Like maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this is fine.
Well, the hard metal comes back as Ryan
Same
exits.
song.
It's the same song.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry, like if I were Marissa too, like I know teens are stupid and teens do stupid things, and I put myself in not safe situations as a teen, but like
Yeah.
I don't know that I would feel comfortable staying there alone with him.
Oh God, no.
Even as a
fucking
teen,
way.
like even as a teen who did dumb things, like I think there would be a part of me that'd be
Unless
like,
you were into him.
yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's literally if it was.
Or if I had known him for so many years and knew he wasn't going to hurt me because he was like an old friend, but
Yeah.
he's not. He's a stranger, basically.
right.
She learned from Jimmy unhealthy attachments.
That's true. I mean, yeah, this is all Jimmy's fault. Sorry. I
Yep,
keep,
once
I'm
again.
like, why is she doing this? And I'm like, oh, of course, it
She's
all
still
comes
living
back.
with Jimmy at this
It
point.
all
We
comes
have to
back.
blame Jimmy.
Yeah, no, literally all problems run through Jimmy Cooper.
Yeah.
Julie was in Paris. So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Once again, in Jimmy's care. at a hotel with a psychopath.
Yeah, like again, and poor Ryan, right? I think we can all say that.
Nice. Like he's like, I mean, he's kind of with this family. He doesn't want to come off as like some freak. You know, he's walking on eggshells with everyone.
But also like, fuck Marissa. Like if my boyfriend was saying to me, and like Ryan's not yelling at her and being like, he's fucking obsessed with you, like, and you like him too.
You can't hang out with him.
Yeah, there's none of that.
He's like, there's something wrong with that.
He's
dude.
having very rational thoughts and conversations with her.
And she's just blowing it off because she likes the attention.
Yeah. This episode was like, come on. Again, the teens. The teens.
The teens.
As a teen, as a 12-year-old, I was like, this is crazy. This can't happen. And then you grow up and you're like, wow, people are like this.
Yeah, you really don't like realize
they are
people
like
that.
You will encounter men like that. And I have. And it is real and it is spooky. As an adult, you're like, ugh.
Oh yeah. As an adult, you're like, danger. You're in danger, girl.
Yeah. It really makes my skin crawl watching it, even
because
as
it's real.
Teen. Yeah, because 100%.
Right.
This whole Oliver situation was like actually very well done.
Because it was very real.
Very real. Yeah.
He did a great job.
Whoever this actor is.
Yeah, let's look it up.
I know. We would love to have you on the pod.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in anything else. At least if I have, I don't know.
Me neither.
He's such a good actor. I
We'll
wouldn't
have to
know.
look it up tonight.
Yeah.
On Fair or Trash Night, which ladies
Wherever you
what
are,
are
if
we
you're
doing?
listening.
All right, it's time. Let's go. Let's do it. More OC.
Who's hungry?
Me. Popcorn, salad. I have both. Not the orange kind.
I have leftovers,
Okay.
as usual. What'd you bring?
I didn't bring anything.
McDonald's?
Probably. McDonald's.
I want to go to McDonald's.
I don't, but I would
I know.
drink a pop.
Don't look at me like that.
Who's going
Like
to drive me? I've had gay wine.
Just full of gay wine.
Full of cock.
I am not.
Full of gay wine. It's Pride.
I am sober, so I will take us to McDonald's.
I mean, I also have had a glass of wine in the last 2.5 hours.
Right,
so
yeah, we gotta fucking shut this
I could
down. Oh
probably
my god,
drive.
we're so sorry, Blaze.
it's not.
This is half my fault.
You
so-
contributed. Yeah, you were contributor
I'm
today.
not sorry.
So we're gonna watch the next 2 episodes.
We're gonna listen to Sailfish.
We haven't listened to that song and tortured someone in the car in a long
Oh my gosh, we're
time.
about to be in the car too, Brianna. It's a short drive. We've done this for hours.
and we're
I
not
know.
the driver.
No.
You know what time it is.
I had a memory of another time we did this. Do you remember when you, me, and my boyfriend in college went to that saloon in like Belleville?
I'm sorry, what?
We went to this. It was always on the radio. It was always like
Belleville.
Yeah, it was out in Belleville, and it was like a country like themed bar. And we were like, because he lived out near that way, and we were like, let's go.
I had purple hair at the time.
You did, yeah.
You were dating a black man.
We stood out.
We stood out at this bar.
Out, yeah. And like, God bless him. We didn't like convince him to go with us. He was like
No, he
down
was
to go.
excited.
Yeah, and like
We had a blast.
we had a really
there
good
was
time.
nobody there.
No, and then like people started showing up to like line dance.
Yep.
But I remember we got in the parking lot and some guy got out of the car in like full cowboy gear and he looked at us, he's like, oh hell no. And we were like, I remember us being like, if you like don't want to go in, like we can like leave. But he was like, no, like, you know, whatever.
It's for the plot.
Yeah. But on the way there, and you would think like Country West and I were listening to country songs, but no, we had a song, The Way by Ariana Grande and Mac Miller was a song that we both were obsessed with at the time. We listened to it like 12 times on the way there.
Don't remember, but I believe it.
Yeah, and my
How's the
boyfriend at
song
the time
go?
liked
Sing
it too. 'cause
Sing it for me.
I love the way. I love the way. You don't remember that song? Oh my god, it's you'll like it.
I know if I
Listen
heard
to
it,
the
I
car.
would, but I've had some gay wine and I can't remember.
We will listen to it and root in our carriage.
Reinvigorate my
Nope,
memory.
Blaze, where can they find us?
You will be reinvigorated in our
Here I
carriage.
go.
Nope, where can they find us?
You can find
In the
us
carriage.
at Something Feral FTN on that Instagram. Now you can also find us at Something Feral Pod at Gmail and on the TikTok. You can watch us or we can watch you on that YouTube or that Spotify. Yes, you can.
We yearn for your correspondence.
Look at our faces, if you will. We are beautiful women.
Is beautiful visages that you can gaze upon.
Sorry for being beautiful in this dark times we're in.
Will not apologize, for the Lord has blessed us with the fortune of good.
And the Lord's going to
looks.
bless us with wrapping this up.
Sorry. Off to get Pharaoh. See you next week. I'm going to have so many regrets tomorrow.